Right. Hello. Back again. Now, do I need lights? Um. So today I'm just going to go through some of my pin badge collection. I still have a load of posters to go through with you, and so I'm just going to start with these. I hope you're all doing grand with the COVID crap and the lockdown and all that. Anyway, I'll start off. So these two here, nice badges. They're from the Cuban Solidarity Forum. So you have Che and Castro. They're I think I picked them up in Connolly Books. It's where I got them, but they're nice badges. And from there to a nice Basque one and a Catalonian one as well. The that Basque gentleman will have, the gentleman with the beard appears in a lot of badges and stickers and things from the Basque country. So two more nice Basque badges. One just the flag and the thing, and then it's kind of it that's for Spain to leave and France to go. Spain and France. So it's slightly again it's a common thing in Basque stickers and iconography, should I say. O2, there's a Basque political party as opposed to a mobile phone provider. Now that's again the classic, the Basque fist badge, pin badge is really nice. That's a classic. It's fairly common over there. Patsy or Paxi or whatever it is. That's the a candidate in the Basque PSOE, Spanish Socialist Party, the branch, the Basque branch, and that's just um, a Europe, Spain, and Catalonia badge. So we're just going to move around then, and some nice Soviet ones. Um, I don't, unfortunately, my Russian is shocking, but I can assume the 50 might be something to do with the 50th anniversary of the Soviet Union. It's nice. And again, the Lenin one. This is a particularly nice one. Independence and Socialism. It's a lovely Basque badge, and you can see a kind of an ETA fighter on the badge there. Another, this is Portuguese. I can't remember what the party is, but you'll notice there's a carnation on the top, and from the Carnation Revolution. This is a Basque feminist badge, which is against domestic violence. Again, it's a lovely, just simple hand, and you have the feminist sign there. Another Basque badge, this is the Askapena, which is a Basque movement, and again, nice design, and you can see the A for Askapena. Again, it's worthwhile looking up some of these groups because they're really fascinating. And as I, later on, as I'll get to some um, really interesting groups and badges. Another Basque one. This one's a lovely one. It's really simple. It's from the early 70s, from the MFA, from the Povo MFA. It's Portuguese. So these were a group of army officers involved. I don't, John. I don't. I'd love one if I had it. Ah, thanks, Jason. And the silver badge is sorry. Back to this one. It's to call the bring all the prisoners back to prisons in the Basque Country. Thank you, Jason. Um, where are we now? Oh yeah. So there was the Carnation Revolution, and if you look up Povo MFA, there was basically a group of army officers decided that they weren't happy with the current regime, and they eventually were the backbone of what became known as the Carnation Revolution in Portugal. Libre, freedom, Basque badge. No torture, tortura. IU, I can't remember, I can't pronounce, but it's a Basque political party as well. The hand, I'm not sure what that is, but it's a lovely badge. Again, another nice one from Russia of Lenin there. And this is an Asturian, Asturias in Spain, an Asturian nationalist badge. That's the symbol of Asturian nationalism. So we go over, this is a really strange one. It's unusual to have a bicycle on a badge. So it's about get moving or something like that. My Basque is very poor, but it's such an unusual it's such an unusual badge. And from cycling to a badge produced by the Oireachtas to for the centenary of women getting the vote. This is a lovely one. It's Spanish for the centenary of the Russian Revolution, and you've Lenin there over that. The kind of the hammer and sickle used in the 100 there is just really great design. That's used on a lot of Spanish material for the centenary. So we have here from the Portuguese Communist Party, Marxist-Leninist. Unusual to see Stalin on a Marxist-Leninist thing, but there we go. Intersyndical, again, a beautiful logo. You can see the pen, the sheaf of wheat and everything. They're the largest union in Portugal. I suppose a bit like our SIP2. But it's a lovely badge. Again, like the symbolism in a lot of these things and the symbols and everything is beautiful. The MDP CDE from Portugal, another one from that. They were kind of a left group in Portugal. This is, again, you have the hammer, the star, the hammer and the star and the sheaf of wheat. Alliance Obrero Camponesa. This is the workers peasant group, I think, is what they were called. Sorry, it means Workers Peasant Alliance. So it's a Portuguese party that were called the Workers Peasant Alliance. PCI, the Italian Communist Party. Nice badge there for all the Euro communists there. This is a thing called you can see Socialist Brigada. So it's from Hungary, and a crowd called what would be known as the Socialist Brigades. So workers, during when Hungary was a communist country, workers that excelled and stuff were given these badges, and the Socialist Brigades were the kind of the elite workers. So it's a nice badge to have. From one Soviet to another. And this is just a beautiful badge that was produced last year for the centenary of the Limerick Soviet. It's just really, really nice. And a Larkin badge produced, let us rise, for the centenary of the lockout. It's really, again, it's striking. It's a striking, lovely badge. This is a Labour Party badge for the centenary of the Labour Party that was given to all party members at the time. And I'm blessed that a couple of people left the Labour Party since then. And one of them kindly gave me their badge. This is, again, it's a lovely, this is a another centenary badge from the Labour Party. Again, the starry plough there beautifully in the middle and the green background. It's a very, very nice badge. Not quite, well, it's nice in itself, but vote number one, Dick Roche. It's really unusual, actually, electorally, to have a badge, a pin badge as an election badge. And this is from a pin badge for Sinn Féin Republican Youth. Or I think they're back to being Ogre Sinn Féin now. This is a pin badge produced for the Fianna Fáil. Copper. It's really this particular design was used on all Fianna Fáil's Easter Rising centenary material. There was a couple of leaflets and other things done by Eamon O'Queeve and others as well. It's lovely. It's a lovely design. And another Fianna Fáil badge. Again, I'm not quite sure what the 2006 and is there for, but it's a quite nice, again, nice badge. And another simple Fianna Fáil badge. Lovely Connolly badge, which was produced by the Labour History Society. I think I picked it up when I was doing an exhibition not last year, the year before, at the Labour Party conference. A very, very nice Pierce one, produced for the centenary of the Easter Rising. It's really, really, really nice. Again, nice badge. This one was produced. There was a for the 100th anniversary of the first Dáil. There was a sitting of the Dáil in the Mansion House, where it originally sat, and these badges were given out on there was tours and stuff at the Mansion House that weekend, and I managed to get one of these badges. Actually, I have a couple of them if anyone wants one. And they're just nice, a nice bit of history for the decade of centenaries. Now from there we're going into pins now, and this is a pin of Lenin, and it's East German, so from the DDR. It's an unusual pose and not a common picture of Lenin, but again, it's a nice pin. So this is the youth of the Social Democratic Party in Portugal, and the Party Popular Democrático of Portugal, and again Partido Popular Democrático. This is the MRPP, which were the MRPP, which were the Portuguese Workers' Communist Party thing. Then you have a pin from the Portuguese Communist Party, and then a pin from the FEC ML. So these were the Portuguese Marxist-Leninist communist organisation. So actually, funnily enough, all the mainstream Portuguese communist parties, there were 4 or 5 different Marxist-Leninist parties. Even the Portuguese Communist Party, whose badge is there, that they're Marxist-Leninist as well. Up here we go to the Janie Focus. CDS, just out there, Portuguese party, and again another badge from the badges from the MDP CDE in Portugal. Again, it's just such a lovely logo. Now this crowd, we go 2 really odd crowds. Luar, there was a load of the League of Unity and Revolution, when Portugal first gained independence, or sorry, not Portugal first. Basically, in the late 60s and early 70s, there was a lot of revolutionary groups in Portugal, and Luar was one of them. Small left wing revolutionaries. Now, I think it was Luar that are famous over there for having robbed a bank. They robbed a bank and then hijacked an aeroplane, and with the proceeds from the bank robbery, flew the plane over Lisbon and dropped the proceeds of the bank robbery deliberately over Lisbon. So it was raining money, and so they were giving money back from the banks to the people, etc., etc. But you can imagine it raining down money. So from a revolutionary socialist group to a very different crowd. These are the Portuguese. Basically, they're a monarchist party. They're very small, but their party. I think they've the equivalent of two councillors in Portugal. But they're calling for the resumption of the monarchy in Portugal. So it's just it's unusual. If it's unusual for that. It's an unusual thing now, especially for us, to have a monarchist party. The FSP are another Portuguese crowd. They're the People's Socialist Front. It's Frente Socialista Popular. So they were around for about 30 years, but it's again just you may have noticed in the other badges how the spanner and wheat, chaff of wheat is a big image within the Portuguese left. So it's a lovely badge. And again, here's the Socialist Party of Portugal, a nice pin badge from them. Then we have two. We can capture them nicely. 2 pins from Yugoslavia, from Tito, or for praising Tito. One from 1979 and one a bit later. But it's just funny how, amongst while Lenin, Stalin, all these people are popular, there's very little iconography in the West of Tito, and yet he did manage to hold the country together. This is a pin from the VSN, which were the Communist Party in Czechoslovakia. So again, a nice thing to have, because they're not around much anymore. And this is from KIS. Whoops. Let's see if I can get focus here. Sorry. KIS, which were the Communist Youth Association in Hungary. Another, the Viduci, which were the Communist Youth Association in Czechoslovakia. So the Czechoslovakian equivalent of Young Fine Gael or whatever. It's excuse me. So this is I think this is Spanish. The CNT-AIT is a massive union there. So it's just, again, it's really old. It's really simple badge. This is from South Africa. I'm not sure. These are kind of different pins in that it's kind of metal, and you'd fold it over your shirt or something like that. And this one from the States, from a sheriff's election, and Sheriff Elrod, who's a Democrat. Nice Chucky Arlaw pin as well there. And then re-elect Cusper, it's Democrat, county clerk. Again, that's from the States. But you can see it's kind of metal, and oops, where do we go? And you kind of fold it around, and it would fit in your shirt or whatever. This is a traveller ethnicity pin, recognising travellers in Irish society from Pavey Point. And this is a replica, this particular one, of a suffragette badge that I got over in London last year. So Sinead, I've another box of badges which I'll go through in another week or two. And I've more posters. I have tons. I can probably keep myself entertained with all these things. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions or something, just ask. Thanks, and mind yourselves. Bye.